Here's Onyx. Can't really see him, but that's my boy.
I met him at the show.
Go sit. It's a doggy episode on Heel Shit Pod, huh? I guess you might as well call it Babyface or Doggy Face Pod, if that's the case. All right, go sit. Hey, go sit. Sit. Down.
All right.
I guess you're here.
About to hit the viewer discretion. Hold on.
Viewer discretion is advised.
Go sit. Hey,
What up, Heel Faction? Welcome back to Talkin' Shit. It's just what it sounds like. Just some dudes sitting around talking shit. I'm Dark Cordz. That's Thump Dupree. Draven has the night off tonight. And I'd like to introduce our special guest, Jerry Swirlz. Say hi to the folks.
What is up, Heel Shit Podcast listeners? How are you, or watchers, or streamers, or whatever the hell digital age we live in this day and age? I am the one and only, the golden favorite, the golden girl's favorite, the golden god, Jerry Swirlz. And I'm happy to be here.
Outstanding. So we're going to get into probably a little bit of wrestling stuff, hopefully some non-wrestling stuff. Either way,
absolutely,
we will be back. All right, guys. Thump, how you doing tonight, man?
Good, brother. How you doing, man?
I'm living the dream.
You got Jimmy good?
Yeah, don't get so
You
close.
got Jimmy all right?
Yeah, just don't get so close.
Yeah.
No screaming.
No filters. No filters. No filters.
So, Jerry.
Are we on right now?
Yes, sir.
Yeah, motherfucker, we're on.
Right.
Jackie's even looking at you like, what the fuck are you talking about?
Yeah, she always does.
She's got the skeptical look.
Interesting.
So, before we get started, Jerry, why don't you tell the people where they can find you?
Well, I mean, I'm pretty much everywhere if you think about it. You can catch me. We're talking social media handles because I got my Facebook, I got my Threads. I don't believe in X anymore. Sorry, Elon Musk. I have my Instagram, Jerry underscore Swirlz 98 for both Threads and Instagram. You can look at my TikTok videos. I am at Jerry underscore Swirlz 6998. I just did see what I did there. And I also have my YouTube channel, which is Jerry Swirlz World, which basically is just anything and everything content, wrestling related, non-wrestling related. That's where you people can follow me. If you please check me out in the state of Florida to wrestle, maybe one. I know I've wrestled for this man right here, Thump Dupree, who I actually kind of owe my life to. If it were not for him,
you've wrestled for me too. You just don't know it.
Oh, I have.
Yeah, you wrestled for him. He's adrenaline. Now, he's the real adrenaline.
You're adrenaline? This is the real adrenaline?
Mm-hmm.
Oh wow! I've worked a couple shows for Adrenaline, and I remember that. I was gonna say it's been a hot minute since I've heard the Adrenaline Rush and Adrenaline Wrestling. Wow, it's a pleasure to actually meet you. I was just under the impression that was somebody else, but okay then. This is great. This is awesome.
Yeah, that motherfucker gives that impression on purpose, but it's not real.
Yeah. Hey, I got a question before we even go any further. Is it Jerry Swirlz 98 because you were fucking born in 1998?
Well, 6998 is kind of. Yes, I was. I was born in January 9th, 1998. I'm a good. Yes, I'm a full-blown Capricorn. I am a Capricorn to the T. I've actually been following a lot more into my Capricorn horoscope. Boy. Sorry, my dog's underneath on my video. He'll be joining Jackie.
I was doing coke with strippers in 98.
Really?
Probably all strippers.
You don't say.
Yeah.
Probably.
Oh, yeah. Was there any other narcotics involved back in the day, Thump, that we don't know about?
No, man. No, I was pretty much glued to the stop. I didn't fucking crack any other shit.
Were you on New Bane? Were you around when New Bane was like a big deal back in the New Bane?
No. I mean, I know about it, but no. But we were getting good coats back then.
Oh shit! Don't worry, guys. We're not endorsing drugs on this show. I mean, it is Heel Shit Pod, guys. But I no way endorsing.
I sit here and smoke the entire fucking time.
What's it, bud?
We don't give a fuck, bro. We talk about everything on here. Just talking shit. Like we're not.
Oh, so I could just.
Oh, so and that brings me to my first. Yeah. That brings me to my first topic before I forget. Today, and I think I shared this. I shared this on Facebook. Today, the British, I don't know what the fuck they call them. They're not Congress, but whatever they are.
Parliament.
They appointed a minister of common sense to combat the anti-woke movement. Or to combat the woke movement. The British.
Oh, well. About time they did something.
They're fucking wild over there, man. Have you ever...
I know they are.
Here's the thing.
Mm-hmm.
There's no way that would ever happen here. Like, there's no fucking way. People would come unglued. I mean, if our college students are rioting in the fucking street in support of our enemies, imagine what the fuck they would do if anybody tried to temple on the woke.
Do you want to know what really pisses me off about like the whole woke movement thing? Really, I've never, and I was even saying this today at my actual shoot job. I actually was thinking about it. I was like, I never knew in 2023, because the year's almost over with. It's just like, I never thought the biggest topic that I would be surrounded by, or let alone on my YouTube shorts would ever be gender. I believe that anybody can be anything that they want to be. Don't get me wrong, but I think it's getting a little, in my opinion, it's out of hand. It's getting ridiculous because we're out here struggling right now. We're on the verge. We are practically in World War III, and that's coming from me as a Jewish man myself, of course. But the biggest issue that it's just a cover-up, or it's all a pawn at the end of the day, is how I see everything that's going on right now with the wokeism, with everything that's going on with how our great president Joe Biden is running things right now. It's just, it's personally, to me, it's sad on a personal level. On a professional level, like, I know there's a lot we can clean up, because right now there's a bombing in Israel. I've seen a little bit of footage of you guys talking about it a bit, and my guys, you did a phenomenal job on talking about it. I believe now nuclear weapons are going to be an even bigger play in America. I believe now Putin and China are one step away. I know Biden may have talked to the president of China, but that's just, I think that was him realizing that, oh shit, I got cold feet here. I will falsely finish and just try to cover things up right now and make sure we're all dippity dandy and shit, and let's actually not blow up America. You know what I mean? Like, it's just sad, really. Like, what I'm looking at, and it feels like.
So you're what, 25 now?
Yeah.
You're what, about 25, Gary? Okay, so
yep.
Here's the thing, man. You gotta understand. Me and Dark, we've like lived. We got a couple years on you, and I'm not worried about nuclear war. Oh, I'm not worried about nuclear war. I'm worried about motherfuckers blowing up Walmart. You know, I'm worried about isolated attacks. I'm not worried about countries declaring war, and unless it's a bunch of dildos like Iran, or they can declare on their own war on themselves, and nobody gives a shit. Like, they're just insignificant to me, and we're proving it by having a limited force and that's still in Iraq that's being attacked on a daily basis, and yet we fire back and fuck them up twice as bad as they ever thought about us. And we're doing it with limited resources. We're doing it with drones and shit. So I'm not really worried about that. What I'm worried about is our southern border being open to anybody and everybody. And
yes, I couldn't agree with you more.
The facts surrounding the number of military-age males that have come through from countries that are not in South America or Mexico, and we've talked about this on the show before. That's why Tom's shaking his head. It's dangerous. 500 guys in this country. If they go out and kill 150 people in 3 different cities, that's gonna scare the living shit out of people.
Oh fuck yeah!
And our worst enemy in this country fear. Our worst enemy is fear in this country because it's gonna bring about people arming themselves that normally wouldn't, that are gonna make mistakes. They're not ready. They're not trained. Um, it's kind of like, to use an analogy that really doesn't make a whole lot of sense, but it's a close thing I can come up with on the fly. Back in the mid 2000s, when wrestling schools would just train anybody, no matter who showed up. And we had these influx of fucking worthless turds that came in. They couldn't work for shit, and they had no business being in the business. And it's because the business was panicking because the schools were empty, you know. And now, now we've started to. I've seen progress in that we've weeded out the shit, a good bit of it. I mean,
we weeded out the pussies in the business, as the old saying goes.
There's still some shit, but it's not nearly as bad as it was, say, 15 years ago.
Dude,
it's kind of. I was gonna say, like, for me, if I can make up an analogy here, and I'll get backpedal a little bit on yours too, Thump. It feels like guys are more the guys are more girls, girls are more like guys, as essentially is what it was. I actually watched I watch a lot of Brett Cooper, and I watch a lot of Ben Shapiro on Daily Wire, and I actually like a lot of their topics and stuff. I'm not saying I fully watched a lot of that, but I do pay attention to some politics, and this is the one that kind of like sticks out to me the most. Is we have so many softies right now that are the masculinity and the toxic masculinity, as many people want to call it that, whatever. Male masculinity alone is kind of being degraded. It's getting cleaned up a little bit better now, I feel. There's still a couple of things here and there. Hey, it's okay. I honestly getting so scared right now about me getting all healed right now. It's okay, boy. Don't worry. It's okay. No, but it's just at the end of the day, there's a great issue with, apparently, like I said, the word that I've heard so much these days is gender. That's the thing that pisses me off so much, there's more important things in our country that we need to be focusing on, like education. Honestly, to me, I would rather see a better viewpoint and a better understanding if we all just would come together, have a more mutual understanding, and just try to clean it up, which we are doing. And in the wrestling business too, I would agree with you, Thump. There are a lot more guys because when I was training I felt in the early stages in the beginning, I felt I was a pussy. I'll be honest. I was a big pussy, and you can attest to that, I think. But I think I was one of the more.
I don't think you were a pussy. I just think you were not cut out for this in the beginning, and you kind of like adapted to it.
Well, that's what I was trying to say. Like, let me phrase that. If not a pussy, I was just one of those guys that didn't look like he could work. I was one of those guys, but I out.
Bro, that's the thing, man. It's like, but we're talking about wrestling, and here's the thing. I use that as an analogy when we're talking about people arming themselves and being ready to defend themselves against a common enemy. Be it, if Hamas sends, or whoever the fuck, Iran by proxy, if they send 100 guys to go attack a Walmart in Cleveland, Georgia, you're gonna have 100 dead motherfuckers. You know what I'm saying? You're gonna have 100 dead Iranian by proxy or whatever, because everybody in that store is probably armed, and they're probably more than willing to shoot somebody. Now, you do that in Spirit, Massachusetts, and you're not gonna have the same.
The hospitality, you want to say, the norm of what
not that.
They're not
even, they don't even have it in their mind that could happen.
Yeah,
the northern
it wouldn't be.
They're not geared for it like we are here, like down south.
No,
so they're gonna. If
Florida,
they want to get their numbers.
In Florida, we have a good military base, and we're prepared for that. So I mean,
there's fucking kids around here that have 9mm. And they're not afraid to use it.
Right.
So there's that.
Mm-hmm.
Whereas, unless they hit a major city in the north, this is all shit. I watch a lot of Al Jazeera, and I watch a lot of different news sources, to get because I don't believe any of it. Honestly, I think it's all versions of the truth. But to be honest with you, I believe more of what I hear from Al Jazeera because it's anti-American fundamentally, and they, their stats are usually bullshit, but at least they're talking about
their stories are still biased.
Yeah, they are, but at least it's another angle. And when you watch that, because I watch CNN in the morning every day.
Oh yeah, my cousin works for CNN. Actually, that's crazy you say that.
Then I watch Fox. Then I watch Al Jazeera, and it's funny how you can get the same story 3 different ways in an hour and a half.
Yeah, yep. It's crazy how they're all kind of aligned pretty much.
Yeah.
And me, I'm not that fucking bright. I mean, I have a good mind for the wrestling business, but I mean, as far as everything else, I'm fundamentally not that bright. So watching those 3 things, I kind of find my meaning in the middle of what I think is real and what isn't, which probably may or may not be accurate, but it satisfies my need for news.
Absolutely. Absolutely. I support CNN. I'm a big watcher of it.
I don't give a shit. I don't give a shit what happens in Melbourne, Florida. I don't care what happens in Pine Hills. I don't care what happens.
Well, I'm going to give you a bit of advice stuff. There's nothing going on in Melbourne. There's nothing that really goes on. I'm going to be very honest. There's nothing.
It's car crashes and assholes killing assholes. That's pretty much what it is every day.
Oh yeah, you'll have a shooting here or 2 there, but it's like for like a few seconds or a few minutes, and then everybody will go back to like car crash here on I Drive, this, that, the other. It's just Melbourne's a smaller town, if you will. It's a smaller town where nothing really happens.
If you will.
But at the same time, you gotta.
That's what Orlando is, bro. Orlando is nothing but a bunch of small towns. It is. That's why the Orlando city limits is tiny. They're not big at all. I mean, Kissimmee is bigger in landmass than Orlando. It is as far as geography. But we have Altamont Springs, Sanford, Lake Mary, all these little surrounding little towns, and they all govern themselves. And for example, I saw in the news last night. There's this young girl, or not young, a mother of 1. She's missing and believed dead in Winter Springs. They believe that her ex-husband is responsible. Okay, her ex-husband got out of jail for attempted murder. He got out on bond for attempted murder, which how that happened, I don't know, but he did. He goes straight to his ex-wife's house, and his ex-wife leaves with him voluntarily. Daughter said she left with him voluntarily, and now she's missing. And people wonder.
Shocking.
Oh my God! How did that happen? Oh my God!
Oh.
The guy's obviously just shit. Damn. They can't find him. They can't find her. She's believed dead. That's the kind of news we get. It's shake your head news.
Kind of evenly weighed out scale. You kind of just put out their thoughts. I mean, that's.
Well, here's the thing, man. There is a. I can see Tom laughing. There is there is a bit of population control type of. I believe in population control in some degree because it's kind of like I've always said that all the dumb squirrels are the ones that get kicked out of the woods and sent to the city so they can get run over by cars. It ain't the smart squirrels. Well, that's God's way of controlling their population. God's way of controlling the human population, I believe, is the dumb people just seem to rise to the top, and they always rise to the occasion of giving themselves the best chance to die by doing dumb shit.
Yeah.
And usually, it's not. I don't want to sound like I hate my own race, but it's usually white people. It is. You don't see African Americans.
I was. Little tidbit story. When I was a younger kid in middle school, I actually used to do a lot of dumb shit, and I mean, I kind of laugh about it now to this day. I used to be in a small group of kids, and I didn't do anything bad. I was actually kind of the scapegoat which we'll talk a whole subject about that about in wrestling too. Of course, we'll get there.
Mm-hmm.
But long story short, they talked me into. So that bridge in Palm Bay, Thump. I know you've been to Melbourne, obviously, but like that little railroad track. We actually took a walk on that actually, and they were. Well, one, they were throwing rocks at the trains as they were coming along just to think that they were fucking cool about it and shit. But then they were like, bro, we're going to jump the bridge today. I was like, what? What do you mean? We're jumping a bridge? What are you talking about? I'm like, we're jumping the Palm Bay Road Bridge, the one on the railroad track that goes from right here. No, we didn't get caught. The moment, and there's alligators and there's a bunch of fish and sharks and shit in that lake. And they told me you have to swim your ass off as fast as you fucking can, dude. Like, you cannot get bit because you'll end up getting leeches on and shit. So I'm freaking out. I don't want to do this. But there's a Facebook video of it out there still. I actually might go back into the archives and just see if it's out there. But we were all in, swim trunks and everything, seeing the fucking shit. And we jumped off that bridge. I was scared. I was fucking petrified. I thought I was going to lose my fucking dick. But number two, I actually ended up getting a lot of popularity for that in high school. So if I didn't do it, I wasn't going to know if I took the risk. So there you go.
Nice.
Gamble not with your dick, young lad.
Yes.
No, sir. Never dangle your dick around.
There is no prize worth gambling with that.
Not one fucking bit.
You can gamble with cars, you can gamble on a fart, but never gamble with your dick.
Don't gamble your dick.
No.
Don't gamble your dick.
No.
That's it.
So, have you been following the war in Israel?
Yes, I've been following it a little close, not as close, but I am in the norm of everything that's going surrounding it. Honestly, there's a lot of takes I want to that I'm pretty sure we'll talk about here on it. But my great grandfather was a World War II veteran and a Holocaust survivor as well. So he's no longer with us, but his service, he told me what scary things. I'm not saying we're going to that route.
Do you have family there? Do you have any family over there?
No, no. I don't. But my on my dad's side of my family, they are Hebrew, and they have their own political views, of course. But yes, we are a full-blown Jewish family on that side. At least my aunt and my uncle are.
You know Hadar and Ori, right?
I've heard of him.
Better Together, Hari. You don't know them? You don't know the Better Together guys? You haven't worked with them?
No, I do not. No. Not that I know of. Wait.
There's a kid they were working with when they were in Israel that got killed at that.
I was reading it. That's so funny. I came across an article about that on Facebook with Ken Curvis. I think he shared that post, actually. That's okay. I know a little bit of what you're talking about now. It's terrible. No, it absolutely 100% is.
One thing that I didn't know until I kind of looked into it, and I don't know if you ever really looked into it, Tom. There's like that community around Gaza, like the Jewish communities around Gaza, it's not that big. It's not.
No, Gaza's about the size of DC. It's tiny.
Yeah.
Yeah, but
it's a very.
But the Jewish parts that are right on the outside, I can't imagine they didn't get attacked before.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? I can't see how this. I'm surprised that they're taking this long.
I am very pro-Israel in this. My favorite thing going on right now is fighting all the fucking lefties and commies on Twitter who love to fucking run their mouth about shit they don't understand. But if I had one criticism, Israel deserves some criticism, but if I had one kind of epistemic criticism, it would be why the fuck are you still in the settlements? Like, I know Gaza's clear, but you're right next to the border, like you said, and they still got settlements in the West Bank. Like, that's my one thing. It's a... Hmm?
That's my question. Is why they leave themselves so militarily vulnerable?
No, absolutely.
I mean, these guys flew on fucking hang gliders. They weren't attacked by the 82nd Airborne. These guys came in on hang gliders.
Yeah.
If their military would even be awake, they could have shot them out of the sky with M16s. I mean, come on, bro.
Yeah, no, it's
not to mention a lot of children are in Gaza too, which is a little bit scary for me. Like that's what really scares me the most. It's like because I have a baby sister and now she's 15, but looking at it, it's just there's so many kids that are in Gaza right now that are suffering because of this.
Bro,
and it's kind of
bro. Hey. You live in Titusville, right? You live in Titusville?
Mm-hmm.
If you have kids and you live in Titusville and your buddies all decide to get in the past fucking Coco and then Coco tells you, hey, we're coming for that ass, get your kids and leave.
Yes, run, bitch. No. In the words of Marlon Wayans, run, bitch. Run.
Right.
And here's the thing, bro. Like, Israel made no bones about what they were going to do.
Mm.
And they've done it. And they've absolutely done it. They're going to, and they have said, we're going to kill every fucking one of them. Every one of them.
Yeah.
Not half of them, not a quarter of them. And Israel doesn't even really care that much about the hostages. It's the United States that's doing all the negotiating with Hamas. U.S. intelligence.
I was going to say, didn't they just...
Didn't the hostages? Israel don't give a shit. They want to kill them all. That is their goal. What do you
see? Here's my... and here's the contrary belief to that. Like, I don't agree this should be happening altogether, honestly. I wish it wasn't happening, to be real with you, but that's... It's such a shame. I mean, didn't they? There was like 2 hostages that were released, if I'm not mistaken, right? Only 2, or was it just? I don't know how it is now. I just know that they're not taking any more, or they're not releasing anymore. I should say.
I'll bring you up to speed on what I've seen all day on 3 News Sources.
Okay.
They are negotiating a ceasefire to last several days. Israel's like, fuck that. The United States is like, we'll give you a 5-day ceasefire. You release 240 hostages. So Hamas is saying they only have like 100 women and children. It's all a numbers game. In the meantime, Israel's continuing on with what they're going through that hospital. Problem is, Hamas never thought Israel would infiltrate those hospitals and come after them directly. And there's nowhere for them to go. Once they're down there, they're down there. So they're just going down there and killing the shit out of them. There's never been any enemy that fucked with the Israeli Mossad. Do so at your own peril. I wouldn't want the United States military to have to face off with the Mossad because they are ruthless and they don't give a shit.
Mm-hmm.
They are about one thing, and that's mission success. They don't care. They genuinely don't give a shit if every single one of those hostages dies. They don't care.
What's another?
That's not their job.
Here's another sad part about it too. Like the treaty that was signed back in the day with the Israelis. I think this goes back to World War II. It's like if something were to happen in Israel, the United States has to come up and help us out there. Here's my question to you, Thumb, if you don't mind me asking you. How
we got ships all out in the sea right now, bro. We got ships surrounding them.
Yeah, but there was when Israel declared its independence in '48, which was essentially when England gave them the land after World War II. The U.S. didn't really have much to do with them at the time. They didn't have much of a presence in the Middle East. They didn't really care very much.
Yeah, it was a treaty that was signed, if I'm not mistaken, and it's just like if that treaty is broken, God forbid, do you feel that there would be a draft and like would we be insurance policy by this point and like? Do you think that would ever happen, Thumb? That's the one. Do you think we could see a potential? You doubt it?
Man. You don't have to worry about it. If there's going to be a draft, it's going to be because we're head up militarily with China or Russia. I honestly I don't believe that's going to happen in either case. I believe right now, because of what's going on in Ukraine and what's going on in Israel and Iran sticking their head up out of the hole, people in this country are afraid. They're fearful. My son Brad, who uses that, he's 18 years old. He's like, Dad, I want to go in the military. And I told him, I was like, look, son, if you start hearing anything about the draft, not on TikTok, dumbass, but if you get a letter in the mail that says, hey, you're blah, 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 go enlist immediately.
Right.
Go enlist. And you should do the same thing. You should do the same thing if it happens. If they start saying, hey, yeah, go enlist because you're better off enlisting and getting into a career field or you have rather than being enlisted and trained to be an infantry person when you're not an infantry person. Because they don't care.
Yeah.
It's all about numbers at that point. Look, man, for there to be a drop, the shit is going to have to hit the fan significantly.
I do think there's a fear because, we talk about, World War III, but I think the Middle East has the ability to kick off World War III. I mean, if they all decided to gang up and attack Israel, it would be game on.
We get another 9/11 here, and we find out Saudi Arabia is involved with Qatar or Iran. I don't trust Yankee or Somalia or Egypt or fucking Lebanon, or they're all together.
Pakistan and India, I feel that could crumble at some point for sure because of their relationship that they have.
How long have they been fighting?
Oh yeah.
Years? I mean, they're
almost.
But I mean, I'm
at least over more than.
World War III is going to take. It's not going to be China and the U.S. where Russia gets involved. It's not. That's not World War III. That's China and Russia. You know what I mean? It's not World War III. We still got Japan. We still have allies. Yep. I mean, people don't realize that we have a lot of allies.
Oh, we have a shit ton of allies.
We do.
We have allies that give us a significant geographical advantage. That's why Russia doesn't fuck with us.
Well, we have a significant geographical advantage by the simple fact that we're guarded on both sides by the two biggest oceans on the planet, and the people above and below us are democracies. So it's kind of we're in probably the safest place of any country in the world.
For defense, but I'm saying for the purposes of war, we have Australia, the Philippines, Japan,
all of Europe.
All of Europe. Like, if you want some, and we're there. People are like, oh, well, they closed Clark Air Base in the Philippines. Okay, well, there's still bases in the Philippines. We don't have an Air Force base there.
I was going to say,
there's 19 of them.
There's a literal air base in Satellite Beach that's basically supposed to be leisure, but if they're ready to go, I mean, obviously they're going to be ready to fucking go.
You talking about Patrick? You talking about Patrick?
Yeah, Patrick.
Patrick is actually where a lot of special forces are deployed from. I was deployed.
Oh, really?
I know. Yeah, a lot of special forces deployed there.
So I was there. I went there on a field trip for my senior high school. For my senior year of high school, I went there. That's why I noticed a lot more that was there, but I never really got to see the whole base itself, of course.
If we were being attacked, MacDill would split and send half of their fighters to Patrick. The base is set up to be a tactical fighter base, because that's what it was back in World War II. We have.
Where are these bases so that people understand what you're talking about?
MacDill is in Tampa. MacDill is in Tampa on one side of the state. It also on the coast, also on the Gulf. Yeah. Patrick is just south of Cocoa Beach, Satellite Beach, I believe.
Literally going into the heart of it, pretty much.
So South Florida.
They are both very large. They are large capacity Air Force base. Plus, we still have 2 in North Florida. You got to remember, a fighter can get on target.
And we got nuclear subs in South Georgia.
Yeah, we're good. We don't have to worry about. I don't think a point of entry is going to be anywhere like a beach or anything like that. What we need to worry about is our southern border. That is a real threat, and it's a real threat because
Yeah, but it's tough because there are a legitimate large number of people from the Middle East that are fleeing, legit conflicts, and they're legitimate asylum seekers, and it's just I don't know how you parse that. I don't.
How do you I guess filter that is a better word for anybody that's non-political in that sense. Like, how do you grasp that? How does America get a grasp on that for everybody to live amongst one another? Like, that's the thing that's that's really scary, because I don't want to see a Middle Eastern carrying rifles around. Obviously, from Pakistan. Like, I don't want that image to be planted into somebody's head, like that it's not safe. I mean, it's a culture, but it's not what we're used to here, and that's the thing that I think is going to contrast.
99% of the Arab people are good people. Absolutely. I know this because I lived among them for several years when I was. Of course. When I've been overseas and whatnot. They are good people, good, hardworking, loving people. They have their beliefs, and they differ from ours, which shit everybody does. They welcome us into their country for the most part. Some of them. Then you've got the hardliners, the shitheads. Just like we've got shitheads, we got the Klansmen and the fucking. We have an equal number of shitheads.
Yeah, we had a fight on here. We had a fight on here with a viewer actually. That
really.
Yeah, I mean, he was texting shit in, we were responding to it, but we're having kind of an argument about, we were like bashing Hamas, which I think any sane person should do, and he was basically saying, how can you be like saying that not all Palestinians are like that because Hamas are Palestinians? And I was like, dude, those two things are not mutually exclusive. Like here, all KKK members are Americans, but all Americans aren't Klansmen. Like,
exactly.
People.
All bike members are Nazis, or a lot of gang bikers are bad. When really, there's a lot of good biker gangs out there that have a simple. I mean, you have your few biker gangs that aren't mess around with, of course.
And the thing is. If people are coming here to cause us harm, I'm only scared of them because we don't know who they are. I'm not scared of them because they exist. If that makes sense.
Mm-hmm.
That makes sense. Actually,
I am usually armed. I'm really good at it. I'm really good at having a gun on me. I know exactly what I'm going to fucking do if something happens. I encourage people who are cut out for it to arm themselves and be really fucking good at it. Because but it's not because I'm going to protect the whole fucking city block that I live on. It's because I'm going to protect the people that are with my family, and because I'm one person. Now, if I'm at 7-Eleven and some turd comes in there with wanting to fucking shoot up the place, I'm gonna fucking pull. I'm gonna draw down on him.
Sure.
Because that's instilled in me.
That's the right thing to do.
Yeah. Well, it's not even that. It's instilled in me. There's no way that I would.
It's a reflex.
Yeah. There's no way under any circumstance I wouldn't draw down on somebody that pulled a gun.
Right.
Because in my mind, I'm thinking I'm probably the only one in here with it, and there's no way they're gonna bury me if I had a chance to kill them.
And see, I'm completely good with dudes like you carrying, but I think it was the dumbest shit ever for DeSantis to take away the need for the license to carry. That was dumb as fuck, because if you had a concealed carry license before, you had to go through a class. You had to learn safety. You had to learn how to shoot. You had to learn, it was only half a day, but fuck it was still something. Now, you just got dumb fucks who never shot a gun before carrying weapons around. Like,
I agree 100%.
And the shoot.
Honestly, that this point alone is where Ron DeSantis lost. On this point,
Yeah, that was a huge L. That was a big L for him, honestly. Like that's.
I was kind of a DeSantis fan because, frankly, I think his wife's hot, and I wouldn't mind watching her on the news every day. But the whole, you know, and I'm not real keen on him busing immigrants to different states and all that shit, and doing all that fuck shit just to make the rednecks happy. I'm not about all the rednecks for Republicans. And I don't give a fuck. I don't give a if y'all don't like it, y'all motherfuckers know where to find it. I'm not about all the redneck hoopla about moving people out. You know, like
well, we lost him there.
What happened?
His phone.
Oh no.
He doesn't have great signal, so he'll come back on.
I could tell. I could tell, but it's okay. Oh, there you are.
There it is.
I'm not about all.
Hey, I'm on top now.
I'm not about all the redneck dumb shit.
Right.
You know what I mean? I'm a Republican.
Yeah.
I'm a Republican, and Thomas, and we know I am a moderate. Like I believe that I have a totally different stance on abortion than most Republicans. Like I believe that the women have the right to choose 100%. I believe that each his own, do whatever the fuck you want to do, gay, straight, bi, fucking. I don't care if you fuck chickens, as long as the chickens are cool with it. Whatever, do your thing, brother. But the thing is, when it comes to asshole shit, you know, and it's dick offered, feel free to suck. I mean, it's textbook motherfucking fuck you to me. Like I just think people that if we all just chill. You know, there needs to be a party of just chill.
Tone it down. Slow down.
Calm
you
down.
know.
Calm down.
Calm the fuck down.
You know,
calm the fuck down, kid.
Stop trying to tell other people how to live, man.
Yeah.
Stop trying to tell. That's
yes. Why? Oh shit! I actually just knocked something over on that one. That was on me, guys.
Yeah,
that's how bad I am about this. Because I 100% agree with you, Thump. Because here's the thing. Why are you insuring people? And this is another topic that I'm pretty sure we could later. Why are we instilling in the kids that we need to teach them that they need to be this, that this exists, that this? No. There are kids that need to learn education.
Let your parents teach them the way our parents taught us, and whatever method that is whatever's good.
Exactly.
Look, I'm very close into the education system, and nobody teaches that shit. Like it's all blown up. Like my wife's been in the classroom for 20-something years. It's never happened in one of her schools. Never.
On a topic.
It's completely overblown.
Here's what pisses me off. You know what I really wish for? I honestly wish we had a button on the U.S. government, wherever the hell it is, and like just press it to where we can just go back and everybody in the fucking world. Because clearly we had to learn to wash our hands a couple years ago, and we learned how to do that. Can we just relearn our ABCs and our 1, 2, 3s and our shapes and sizes instead of just telling why I need to wear a dress?
Here's my.
Yeah, there's no cursive anymore.
Oh, I 100% agree with you on that. I actually used to be good at cursive. I mean, that's the only thing I can write in cursive now is my signature. That's the only thing I can write. I swear to God. And I would love to go back to cursive. I would love to go back and look more at museums and look at history because my girlfriend, which she's very big into history, she actually loves the historical sites and stuff. And she has a gay best friend in California. And he even says the gay community is a joke right now because of that shit. Yeah. Because of everything being blown out of proportion. Yeah. It's absurd.
Well, the problem is
it's absurd.
The problem is it's stopped being LGB and it's all T now. Nobody gives a nobody gives a shit about gay people anymore. Like it's almost like, they got their marriage, fuck them. We don't have to worry about them anymore. It's trans now. Like, I know a lot. I know a lot of gay folks who are like, why is T in this? Like, just because I'm gay, it doesn't mean trans has anything to do with me. You know, why are we all clumped together?
It is.
And it gives you know, people who have struggled to not be able to love the person that they wanted to for decades. It cheapens everything that they've done. I don't know.
Yeah, absolutely.
And I don't have a problem I don't have a problem at all with trans. No problem whatsoever. If you want to do it, do it. But
you know what's so crazy you say that? Because I have no issue with trans people, and anybody that wants to say that I hate trans people, this, that, the other. My best fucking wrestling match was against a trans woman.
Yep.
It was Jamie Senegal. One of the best matches I've had. Stump knows this. He was there that night. One of my best matches I've had.
She's awesome.
She's great, phenomenal. I love. And shout out to Jamie Senegal if she actually does watch this or ever chips this. But that was
Jesus, Thump. No, go ahead and keep talking. The audience is more important than Thump is.
Jamie Senegal, she was somebody that used to be a he, and I remember her from the early days when I was starting out. That used to be a he, and I always knew that there was something there that wasn't fluctuated, so he became a she, which was actually made sense from a chromosome standpoint, if that makes sense. Like your ex there's, I learned this in science, a little bit in science. I don't know if I can really fully remember because I'm not really the best at when it comes to remembering shit.
Okay.
Yeah, I can do a pro wrestling match like no tomorrow. You know, X and Y chromosomes go together, but there's an X and an X chromosome or a Y and a Y chromosome. It's not going to flow well. It wasn't anything. Jamie, I always felt that, but you know, I think she's a lot better now and a better place. And like, I remember like after our match that we had, oh, there you are. I thought we were just talking more about Jamie Senegal and how she is one of the ones that has embraced who she is and actually taking her transition as a woman to, you know, she's done more and she's been able to accomplish more, being more as herself, because that to me was natural. Why you're instilling it into a child or God forbid a teenager that they need to be this gender and not that gender, while you're in military ingraining it into their head, that's fucked up. That is really fucked up.
I'm with Tom though, because like my sister told me, my sister teaches high school AP psychology, she teaches a couple math, she teaches all kinds of stuff.
Yeah.
She told me, she said they'll have a conversation about it, about gender equality and all that shit, but she never brings it up. If they bring it up in the course of a lesson, she allows them to discuss it, and she says she's like Rob, I don't really say much because she is a very conservative Republican. Like she does not believe in pronouns or any of that shit. Like but she does allow them to discuss it amongst themselves because it makes her. She doesn't want.
It makes it easier, right?
She doesn't want to have. She doesn't want to have a kid that's maybe at almost 18 years old. Confused. She's like, I don't want to be the leader either way. You know, she's like, I'll let them discuss it and I'll just sit there and listen. And even if they ask me a question, I'll tell them my political beliefs kind of don't fit with this conversation. You guys can keep this up.
Exactly.
I think that's awesome because you don't need an authority figure that has a teaching degree to explain gender equality. You need your parents and your pastor or your whoever.
Yeah, but I mean, I agree with you, but look at the last generation that had kids. What the fuck are they able to teach anybody? Like they're
not.
No, they're not teaching what they're supposed to be. They're not doing what they're supposed to be doing. They're not teaching what they're supposed to be teaching. Like if they don't
hold hands, let's all be good friends here, kids. Let's all get together now, kind of like that, right?
Well, they're not teaching them like financial responsibility. They're not teaching them.
Does somebody have a TV on?
No, credit. They're not teaching. I don't have a TV.
Okay.
They're not teaching them about credit. I hear that too.
Yeah.
Is it me?
I don't think so. What
I have a fan on.
That's weird. Yeah,
I can barely.
All right.
I mean, Onyx is just shaking himself on the bed right now. So I mean, there's that.
But
Onyx,
you know, like there are a lot of things that I wish I would have been able to enjoy about, say, the 50s and the 60s and the 70s as an adult.
Yeah.
There are a lot of things that I look back on. Like, I miss Elvis. Like, I didn't get to do Elvis. And, I mean, not that I'm a huge Elvis
I
fan.
love Elvis Presley.
You know, I'm not, and just like, I remember watching TV when I was a kid and thinking that the shows that I watched were so fucking cool and really enjoying them and even having such a limited library. Now, I don't want to watch Happy Days anymore. Happy Days sucks. I watch that shit. I'm like, I used to watch that shit every fucking day. I watch the reruns. It sucks now.
TV nowadays is the worst.
Janet and Chrissy are not as hot as I thought they were when I was 12.
Nope.
Okay, maybe Janet's way hotter.
It's funny how your perception changes when you grow up, isn't it?
Yeah.
Oh yeah, you're right. It's like once you get older, you realize like there were some subliminal messages in TV shows that you didn't know as a kid, and like as an adult, you watch it now, you see. It's
yes.
like, this shit was kind of horrible back in the day.
All three of Charlie's Angels, at any given time, no matter what version of it was, had long backs with a crack. None of them even had a butt. And I think they're pretty, but I don't think they're hot.
Which ones?
Not like I did when I was any of them.
Who? Wait, what?
Any of them.
Yeah.
Charlie's Angels.
Oh, okay.
The old Charlie's Angels.
Yeah.
Talking about Farrah Fawcett.
Not the one with what's her face?
No.
Cameron Diaz.
Yeah, Cameron Diaz. Yeah. I forgot her name for a minute.
Cameron Diaz in the early 2000s was the hottest chick alive, in my opinion. Or damn close. Like when she did something about Mary.
Her peak hotness to me, I'm sorry, is the when she was in Mask. That was the Mask. That was her peak hotness to me.
I forgot.
I think for me, her last one was. I have a hard time remembering this. Knocked Up. Was she knocked up?
You were a baby when Mask came out, weren't you?
Yeah, I was a baby when that came out. I was a baby. Yeah. I was a wee boy. But that was when Jonah Hill was getting. Ironically, I get called him. I used to be. When I was heavier. I used to be.
Hold on a second. Both of you stop talking for a second. It's on your end, Thump. The sound's coming from you. Wait, hold on. Nope, it's not. It's coming from Jerry.
Really?
Yeah.
What is it?
Sounds like electronic noise.
It might be my headphones, maybe. That probably could be it.
You think they might be dying or something?
No, they're not dying. They're fully charged. I mean, if you want, I can turn them off for you.
Yeah, see if that helps.
I don't mind. Okay. Alright. Better?
Yep. That was it.
Yeah. Way better? Okay.
Yeah.
It was the headphones. Sorry.
Oh, no, you're good. I just was trying to get to the bottom of it.
It was soundcore. It was effing soundcore.
Yeah. Fuckers.
Fuck soundcore.
So what was I about?
I got them for $20. I can't help it.
No.
Cool. Cameron Diaz.
Oh. Yeah,
Diaz, yeah.
That was when she was the hottest, I think. But
Knocked Up to me was kind of it was a cute one, you know.
Who?
That was a good one.
Knocked Up? That wasn't Cameron Diaz.
Oh, that wasn't? Oh, wow.
No, that was the chick from... That was the chick from one of the original girls from Grey's Anatomy, whoever that blonde chick is.
Yeah, okay, never mind. I don't know why I thought...
Is that the one who played on Hunger Games? Is that the chick from Hunger Games?
No.
With the makeup? That's not her?
No, the one from Hunger Games with the crazy makeup, that was... No, not. He's talking about the blonde.
He was in the meaty form.
She was in X-Men, right?
No, the one he's talking about was in Zack and Miri Makeup Porno.
Yeah.
I can't remember what her name is.
I do. I remember Zach. I do remember that movie being.
That was a funny, hilarious. That was fucking hilarious.
I haven't seen it. I want to watch it though.
That chick porn star, the real porn star in that movie. I'm not talking about
Yeah, Katie Morgan.
the older lady. I'm talking about.
Oh shit.
She could be a complete douchebag and still want to do porn and kick me in the balls every day at 3:30 and 7 a.m. and I would still marry her.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, she was the one who they did the anal scene with, and she shit all over Seth Rogen's face. That was hilarious. Yeah, man. If you haven't seen that movie, you gotta go see it. You gotta find it and watch it. It's hilarious.
Yeah,
and Pam and Tommy.
Tracy Lord. Did
you ever watch that show, Pam and Tommy?
Ooh. Yeah.
It had a Sebastian Stan, and I forgot what her name was. They played Tommy Lee and Pam Anderson on a.
Jerry is that. Jerry has a wrestling related obsession with Pamela Anderson. He used to carry around Pamela Anderson cut out cardboard cut out with him to the ring.
Well, blow up doll now. Actually. She's a blow up doll now.
There was a long storyline behind that went on for a couple years. I remember. At back then it was ARW, but now
she just comes in and out. Just like a career.
Tell us a little bit about what's coming up at ALW, Jared.
What's that?
Might as well. Tell us a little bit about what's going on in ALW coming up.
What's going on in ALW is, well, I mean, someone is good to go back in wrestling, and yet is the general manager of it. I know right now in ALW, we have a lot of stuff going on. Let's see. Oh, gosh, what do I start with? Let's say Brothers of Arms. We can talk about them for a little bit. I know right now they are, they're running rampant in ALW for sure, I would say, and, but besides behind the scenes, I think David and Jason are doing a great job in helping out Alex with basically everything that's happening behind the scenes. They are the part owners of the company, and next year there's a lot of bigger stuff that I've been told and I'm not allowed to talk about. But I will say this: there is a great flux of people. We might be seeing some more faces that I don't even think anybody's ready for. I know. Let's see what else is going on right now. I know one of our episodes right now, if you want to watch it, it probably past aired and it's probably over, but you can watch the replay. ALW Revolt is every Thursday on Fight TV. I know right now the last matches that were uploaded were Ryzen versus Suicide from TNA. And we also had Death Row Jethro versus Money Making Shay.
Really?
Have you been liking the content I've been putting out about Shay? Have you been liking that, Thump?
Yeah. I like Shay. I do. Like Shay's a trip.
I think Shay's great, man. I do.
But I enjoy ball breaking.
Thanks for the raid, guys.
Yeah. I enjoy ball breaking, period. I'm a fan of any kind of ball breaking on any level.
Here, let's take a quick break. I've got to pay some bills real quick. This episode is brought to you in part by Skillshare. Skillshare is an online learning community with over 25,000 courses in pretty much anything you could think of. Digital illustration, graphic design, creative writing. I just finished the social media courses, and they're really, really good. Just real succinct, useful information. And right now, if you use our link, it's in the description and it's in the Trovo and Twitch chat. If you use our link, you get 50% off either an annual membership or a monthly membership. 50% off. Join the over 600,000 members who learn from Skillshare. You want to brush up on some skills for work, or you want to start a new business, or you're just interested in doing something cool, Skillshare can teach it to you. Remember, use our link for 50% off an annual or a monthly subscription. Thank you, Skillshare, for sponsoring the podcast, and we will get back to the content. All right.
Yeah, I've talked to Jason Dugan a little bit about maybe doing some stuff with y'all again. I think the Uncle Duck character needs to die a little bit for a while before I come back. gonna do something totally different if I come back. Me and Jason, we talked a little bit. We'll see.
Yeah.
You not here? You can't hear?
Yeah, I can hear you.
Gary?
Barely, kind of.
Really?
Headphones, they can help a little bit. I'm not gonna lie, but I don't want to cut in and out like that.
We'll just try to keep speaking up.
What about now? Can you hear me better?
A little bit.
Can you hear me better?
Oh. I can hear you, sir. I hear you through. I heard it through the grapevine.
All right, so tell us a little bit. Oh, so you're talking about ALW?
Yes, Atomic Legacy Wrestling, which has gone through 2 different name changes, 2 different weekly episodes, and yet it's still got the atomic drop in Brevard County, in my opinion.
Definitely.
Yeah, it's definitely one of the biggest promotions in Florida.
Absolutely.
In the top 2 or 3, absolutely, no question.
Yeah.
You know. But as far as the East Coast, definitely. I mean, you guys, I always look at you guys, Thunder and CCW. When I say top, I just mean quality of the show.
Yeah.
And drawability. I mean, you guys have your niche in that you guys use a lot of XTV talent. Thunder's niche is very slow burnt storylines with the best indie talent in Florida, without a doubt. Not all the best, but a lot of them. CCW just does so many fucking shows and they draw.
Yeah.
It's tough to argue.
Yeah,
and that's
definitely.
not to say that Pro Wrestling Action doesn't have its place. I'm a big fan of what they're doing, as far as doing a lot more character-based wrestling. It's not for me. Like, I don't want to watch it, and I would never want to do it because I'm not. My character was a little more organic than I wasn't a fucking pirate or a seashell or whatever the fuck they do. I don't know, but I think it's no. I'm saying I wasn't. I never did like character shit like that.
Right.
You know what I mean? My character was me with Thumb. It was just me turned up to like 10. That's not. But the people that are doing it, that are doing the character stuff for them, are doing it well, and it's entertaining. And I get why people go to watch it. I do. And I know Daniel McShaw works really hard to keep, to promote. He's one of the hardest working guys out there as far as promoting. And I'm glad to see Riot's back. I'm glad to see local pros doing well. I love Les. I've been friends with Les.
Fuck. God damn it, Thump. So I've been wanting to ask you, you're working with Champ 7 now.
Technically, I've been working with Champ 7. A long eons ago, actually. There was this guy I knew. He's called Lucha Flash back in the day. He was the quote-unquote fastest man in professional wrestling. Ironically, he never really got the title. And, I pop back up here and there in Champ 7. It's nice to be working with them again years later as more of it's helped me tune and help welcome back. It's helped me out a lot to be back in Champ 7. We're talking about Champ 7 Thumb. It's nice to be back. I know Larry Hamilton very well. He's been very gracious to me, taking good care of me. And to be their Champ 7 light heavyweight champion for the first time ever. I've never won the light heavyweight title before, which is cool. Been a cruiserweight champion and been a rapid fire champion, but never a light heavyweight. So I'm one step away from the heavyweight division.
Yeah, I did my. Huh?
Go ahead.
Oh, I had my first 2 professional matches with Champ 7. I was
really?
greener than dog shit, and I just fell away from him. But yeah, had my first couple of matches there. So.
Oh wow.
Hardest fucking ring in history.
Yeah.
Yes.
Hey man.
Oh, those ropes. Every time I hit them, it's like I'm hitting the bull rope, brother. But you know what? It's a ring is a ring to me at the end of the day. I think that's just because I'm young. I think it's just because I'm so used to. Like I wrestled, and this is a shoot. I remember I wrestled one time it was me, Jason,
Callie, and it was Alex Red. He actually came to us. This is the first time he actually was traveling with us for other shows to come and hang out with us on a consistent basis. And the first show we took him to was in, it was near, it was near the Daytona area, but it was more in like the backwoods. It was so weird. Like when we got to the venue, it was outside underneath the tarp, and the ring, I shit you not,
that
the
Mr.
worst
B?
low boy I've ever wrestled in my entire life. I have
Was that
footage of
Mr.
it
B?
Huh?
Is that Mr. B?
I think so. I don't know if it was Sebastian. I think it was. It started with a D. I do remember that. It started with a D. It wasn't. It wasn't Daytona, but it started with a D. Please, anybody that's in the chat, let me know.
Deland.
Cities that start with a D, so I can figure it out. But either way, when we got there, oh man, the fans were all disabled people in wheelchairs. Nobody bought a ticket for this show, so the doctors that were next door to the place we were wrestling at was near a mental health hospital. And you just see it's so the doctors are pushing up all the people in the wheelchairs just to fill up the seats and to make up a crowd.
Oh my god.
Oh my god. I literally I I didn't want to laugh, but I was just like, what the fuck kind of show is this? I had a decent match, dude. I actually had a decent match with someone. I know the footage is out there because it has highlights. I don't remember what the name of it was, but I just remember wrestling that little boy. It sucked. It felt like I was wrestling like on a walk stage. Literally, it felt like the canvas and the tarp was like a stage you walk on, like when you make your entrance.
Right.
And the ropes were thin as fuck.
Mm.
Awful. It's terrible.
Yeah.
But
Gary,
I don't know. I made it work.
I just hated bumping in the Champ 7 ring. Like,
oh yeah.
Isn't it smaller than 12?
no, it's 16.
Is it?
Yeah, it's 16.
Is it wood? All wood?
No, it wasn't. It's a 16. It's just a more older looking ring, like from
Picture this.
Like territory days.
Picture this. I had to help him take it out one time. You know how when you have the metal frame, you put like the 2x8s side by side? Well, in his ring, they're turned sideways.
I'm sorry, what?
Yeah.
Yeah.
They're turned sideways.
They're not vertical. They're
not like this, like flats across. They're like this. So they're lined up like this. Like that.
Is that why when I hit it, it kind of bounces a little?
I don't know, but it doesn't give very much is the problem.
What?
That's why the ropes don't. A ring that doesn't give, that's why the ropes stay bumped up.
That's why you don't do. That's why we aren't allowed to jump off the top rope. Really? Oh my gosh! I never knew that. That's news to me.
Hey Gary.
Yes.
Gary. I wasn't gonna do this, but I'm gonna do it because I'm a dick. I'll give you 5 minutes to talk about Rich Wise if you want to.
The floor is yours.
Okay. If you don't want to, I will. Hey, Rich Wise.
I'm gonna say this. I'm just gonna say this.
All right, hold on. Both of you, shut up. Shut up. You can't both talk because Thump is the more difficult one to hear. Who is this person? Jerry, you have the floor, and then Thump, you take it after him.
What can I say about Rich Wise other than the guy that may or may not have done some things to my good friend Thump, and somebody that's very close to Thump has done stuff to me, which I thought was an accident. I'm just gonna leave it at this. I'm not gonna talk too much about it. I haven't given him a response to what he posted about me. All I'm gonna say is I find it very disappointing that someone would, let me trust you in your hand. I'm in your hands. take care of me. I'll take care of you. Vice versa. That's what we do in this business. We take care of each other.
Right.
For him to do what he did, which, you know, it happens. It sucks. It is what it is. He apologized to me in front of my face and moved on, but clearly it's sad to know that you had to get there's trouble in paradise, and you're like, I don't know what goes on in his personal life. I could care less about it. I don't care. All I'm gonna say is it's disappointing that you have to post something like that, and it hurts. It hurts really, honestly.
Okay.
I'm not gonna talk too much about it. I don't want to get emotional.
Oh shit.
I will.
Thump, take it over.
So here, Rich Wise. You're fucking pussy.
He's here. He's watching us, guys. He's watching us talk as we speak. He canceled the live stream. Damn it.
Not hardly. Not this fucking live stream.
But here's my thing.
Motherfucker, you live in my neighborhood.
It's just
you live near me. You live near me. You can catch me anyway. Or maybe I catch you. But I promise you, motherfucker, the next time I see you, it won't be all hand jiving and handshaking. If you see me, you better turn and run as fast as you fucking can. Because I'm not fleet of foot anymore, but I still got knockout power with this left, and I'm gonna knock you straight the fuck out. And that isn't a threat. That is a promise. And you can fucking suck my ass to a crazy straw, you fucking scumbag piece of shit. And if you got anything
else, any other real workers in the business, if you have anything else to say about any real workers in the business, you're fucking.
You ain't never been shit, and you ain't gonna be shit. Just because you get booked on shows to do jobs as a tag partner and fucking or do some dumb shit, that don't make you no star.
All right, I gotta know.
Middle-aged. Fuck you.
I gotta know what is causing this outburst.
He said something fucking stupid to my daughter one time.
Yeah.
Like what?
After I booked him on 2 shows and got him booked on other shows. Got him hooked up. I helped hook him up with ARW. I helped hook him up with Local Pro. And then after all that, he was in my bar or in my daughter's bar talking shit. And
how? What was he saying? Like,
I
gotta know. The reason why I'm asking is because I gotta know how much to hate this guy. Like,
it was I'll say it was inappropriate.
I'll say he's very unredeemable with what Thump told me. Very unredeemable.
The C word. C word was used. I want him to call me that to my fucking face. Because I don't give a fuck who your friends are. I don't give a fuck who your friends are. Not out here, bitch. Not one bit. Not one bit around here do I care who your fucking friends are.
I don't know.
I'm out of the business now. Motherfuckers can say whatever the fuck they want to say about me. My legacy and my time in the business speaks for itself. If I see you, promise you. But see, Jerry can't fuck with you. Alex Ray can't fuck with you. Because you won't show up at shows they're on because you're a pussy. But I'm going to see you out around here. And this ain't going to have nothing to do with wrestling.
Nice. Yeah.
That's it.
Well, shit. I wish he hadn't fallen off.
His phone probably died.
Yeah, maybe. All right. Well, I'd love to have him back on. So let him know. Sorry that he cut out, but because I want to get into like how he started and all that stuff, like his wrestling career. Because he's
not going to talk about a lot of it because he's from the dojo. There's a lot of it he won't talk about because he's from the dojo.
Because
a lot of these kids from that era won't talk about it because of the dojo.
He is definitely a showman.
Oh, I love Jerry.
Yeah, no,
Jerry's one of those kids that has made it completely on ball. Like he's asking me what happened. I don't fucking know what happened.
Tell him to come back.
Wow, this time it didn't kick me off.
Yeah, no, it had to have been his connection somehow.
I'm just glad we got that sound thing. I was worried about I was never going to be able to do this shit again.
Yeah, no, you're good.
No, because I love these headphones though. They're awesome. They're I forgot what they're called. But they're expensive.
Okay. Well, just tell them we're about to end it because we're already an hour and a quarter into this. So, oh, there he is.
There he is.
There it is. Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know what the hell happened there.
I know it's some wise guys trying to stop our feed, guys. Let's be real, all right? Some wise guys just trying to cut the feed off.
It's always some prick.
I'm gonna go to the finish right here. I'm gonna go straight to the finish, Thump, and I'm just gonna put it like this: what he did was wrong. What he did more with apologizing to me, a couple months later, and then now all of a sudden to turn it around and do that, it's disappointing and it is frustrating because I lost a lot. I had confidence. I had self-confidence issues after that. My neck was broke. I was blessed. I didn't need fusion surgery. I didn't need any surgery. I didn't need any physical. There was the physical therapy help. Yeah. It's kind of something that I don't like talking about because I've never been injured before and might not be my last one. Like that was serious and it really, it hurt. It really hurt, and I don't wish that upon anybody to go through that, it's sad. In fact that he shook my hand, say that he apologized and was so sincere about it, at least that he thought he did. And it just, yeah. So.
Yeah.
And he's just mad because he's not getting booked there. That's all it is.
Yeah. That's really what this. Yeah, that's all. At the end of the day, this is truly what this is about. It's. He's honestly, it's sad. It's sad to see that, really.
Yeah.
Look, I'm gonna say this to any indie worker that's out there watching that has aspirations of getting on with it. Alex Red is one of the only promoters that I know of that understands the circle of life in wrestling. And it's one of the things that I actually like about it. You're there for when you're there, for why you're there, and then you're not. And if you keep your mouth shut, show a little respect, you'll be back. Just like Ring of Honor, just like Impact, just like any of the other big companies that you may or may not ever get a chance to work for. It's the same fucking way.
Mm-hmm.
Nobody wants to see you every month. I don't care who you are. Nobody wants to see you every month. Now, yeah, there's some mainstays, Jerry Swirlz included. But Jerry Swirlz also has a major backstage presence, with what goes on there. And so does Jason Dugan. There are people that are mainstays there, but the majority of
Mm-hmm.
It's not that here's the big thing that I've learned. Here's the big thing that I've learned from me, and now learning a little bit more about backstage stuff. It's not that the indie workers that are back there that keep wanting to show up and stuff. It's just, where can we put you? Is the thing. What do you bring to the table, and what can you do for us so we can help you in return? You know what I mean? Like, I know that there's a few people. I know workers that I've heard it too. They're like, "Hey man, can you give me a spot here? Can you do this? Can you do that for me? Can you?" I'm like, at the end of the day,
go get your spot.
You earn it.
Spot. Look,
go keep showing your face. Keep talking. Keep showing yourself to Ali. Keep showing yourself to Jason. That's how you really, that's how it really goes. Like, you have to show your face more. You have to go out there.
Mhm.
That's the thing I don't get about kids these days, dude. Here's my thing, Thump, and you have a longer history about this too. It's like, when I was first breaking in my first year, like, I wanted to go do shows, and I was a referee. I wanted to go do shows. I wanted to just go out there. I wanted to hustle for it. I knew Jason Dugan when I was first training. We became great friends.
Set up ring, you set up ring, tore him down.
Mm-hmm.
You helped out.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
See, here's
and
the
I still.
thing.
Oh, what the fuck? All right. God damn it. God damn it.
Once we win them,
That's it.
Lose them, that's it.
Yeah.
So, because I used to tell like we don't give a shit about no belts. We're just grateful to be here, man.
That's how I feel. Ironically, I have my own, but the thing is,
Yeah.
there are some guys that are positioned in the business better off chasing the title than actually getting the title. The journey is a lot better than the destination, I guess is the old school way of putting it. It's just some guys like I don't want to. We'll name no names since this is talking shit, heel shit pod. Wes Briscoe, prime example. Wes is phenomenal in chasing the title than he was actually being the champion. I mean, the most interesting he had, and I'll put it down, was when he was wrestling Jason Dugan. It was one of the best storylines that Wes Briscoe had in the company. That's not a knock on him. I actually love. I truly hope Wes is doing good for himself. I hope he's okay. Honestly, all things told.
I love Wes is good people. I've known him for a long time. Here's the thing, man. People don't understand. Like people, a lot of these young kids don't understand because they get booked on shows that book them on the regular. You guys and Thunder are an FIP. Granted, I'm talking about the best promotions in the state right now. Y'all have a wide, broad reaching variety of people that come through. And like when I was booking Adrenaline, I tried to mix it up. When I was booking Knockout, I tried to mix it up. It's just like with Crazy Bastards, we were grateful. We did I think I did 5 or 6 shows in a row with you guys. But I started to see it. Like I started to see that okay, we're gonna have to turn it up. We're gonna have to do something different, or we're gonna have to we need to have that great match with that great team, and it ended up being you and Ridiculous. So we had a great match with the time you guys won the belt. That was a great fucking. It was awesome. It was fun. We did the whole fucking hour on the spot, the whole deal. I mean, it was a blast, and that was our thing. But even then, there's only so much of us without karma, or us with karma, that it only has so much legs. And I know that. And see, that's the thing. Like when we stopped getting booked. First of all, we didn't stop getting booked because of y'all. We stopped getting booked because we dissolved, which was the best thing we could have done. The best thing we could have done because now Christian's doing his thing. I really am tired of it. Like I was getting tired of doing Uncle Duck. I am a natural heel. If I'm gonna play a character, I want to play something. And I want to be. There's some things. There's some things in the works. Right. There's some things in the works right now for later, for down the road a piece.
Okay.
I'm sure Jason will probably talk to you about it.
Absolutely.
With you guys, and I'm doing some other stuff with some other people too. But I'm just kind of. I always go through the holidays not wanting to fuck the rest. I hate
holiday season. I think should be personally me. Can we just have an off season for all of indie wrestling? In my opinion, at least have one or two shows, 3 or 4 promotions, different states, whatever, and then let's just have a leisure. Let's have leisure. Honestly, here's a good one. Why not make November and December your promo months for wrestlers? Hype up the stuff. Get the characters over. Let's actually make something for the guys to have storylines. Because how many sells is like you've told me in the past. I mean, look at our program we did. I mean, in our matches we had with the Crazy Bastards and the Dynamic Ass Dudes, they're the funniest matches I've had in tag team wrestling. And he was El Ridiculoso. I mean, shout out to my dude. He was one of the better guys to show more. We had more comedy. Very difficult, don't get me wrong, but for the right reasons, though, to be difficult. You have to be kind of difficult in this business to kind of get your stuff in for your footing. And we had fun. I mean, still, Thump, your thumbprints are still on my ass to this day when you double thumped me and El Ridiculoso when we were on the outside, you bastard.
Let me tell you something. That El Ridiculoso is like so. He's so good and he's so acknowledged.
Underappreciated.
The right word. Yeah, because that motherfucker can go. Like he's straight up legit worker. Like he is. And I noticed it because whenever Christian and Strange were calling matches with you guys, and I was just listening to him, he's so hey, let's go out and have fun and simplistic and not a lot of there. It was fun to hear a guy that knows what he's doing, that knows he's going to go out there and pop the fucking crowd no matter what, do that. And I mean, how many? I think you guys did heel baby change like 4 times.
Oh yeah,
like,
I mean, well, we were. To be fair, I had dubbed us the New Age Outlaws of ALW. I did dub us that because he loved. Well, it's funny because he actually is a big fan of Road Dogg. Actually, it's funny. I'm a big fan of Billy Gunn, so that kind of went hand in hand together like that, and we basically had like a good chemistry. You got to think with the New Age Outlaws in the Attitude Era. Yeah, they were heels, but they were beloved heels, and I think they were over. It didn't matter if they were heel or babyface, and I think that was kind of the direction we were going. We were going for. It was like we did heel shit, but we got cheered for it. Like that was the hard part. And like,
plus Doogie gets cheered half the time. You know,
he's still a good heel. He's a phenomenal heel.
Great heel. But he still gets that babyface pop. I hear it every time I watch his match. You know.
Oh, he hates it. He hates it.
He hates it so much. But there's another one. There's another one that I think is underappreciated. He's gonna end up in the office somewhere. That's what Jake is.
All right, guys. Well, I would love to continue this, but hold on.
Got a boot.
Yeah, so I want to have you back because there's a lot we didn't get into tonight. Well, we just try to keep it. We keep it less than 100. We try to keep it less than an hour and a half. You know, just. But yeah, we'd love to have you back on. Tell everybody where they can see you wrestle over the next little while.
In the next little while, before the end of the year, the Jerry Swirlz Comeback Tour is making a slow burn right now. And at the moment, you can catch me this Saturday at WXW, where the Wild Samoan Tag Team Cup Tournament will be taking place. I may or may not be doing commentary, but I will be there shaking hands, kissing babies. On December 2nd, I will be back at Champ 7 Studios in Jacksonville, Florida, defending my light heavyweight championship. I will also be in Georgia in an upcoming show. I've actually got to get more details on that. And then the day after that will be December 10th. Atomic Legacy Wrestling presents Reindeer Games, which is a near and dear pay-per-view by TV taping to my heart. Has been a staple of mine.
Is that Orlando or Melbourne?
That is in Orlando, Florida at the Level 13 Sound Center. And you can check us out there. Deanna Perazia will be there. Steve Macklin from TNA Wrestling as well. But what else? Who else? Ricky Morton, the legendary Ricky Morton from that famous hat that my man Thump Dupree's wearing from the National Wrestling Alliance will be there. The Headbangers are going to be in action. We also got Epico. Actually, let me rephrase that. Ricky Morton's going to be teaming up with the Headbangers against Epico and Devon Dudley's sons, Terrence and Terrell, TNT. The very first Atomic Legacy Wrestling Tag Team Champions, if I may add, which is interesting. The current tag team champions are held by the Headbangers. So, if you want to catch ALW December 10th, it's going to be in Orlando, Florida at the Level 13 Center. You better get your tickets. You better go get your seats while they're warm, nice and tender. Fill them up. Get your concessions. It's going to be wild for sure. And that might be it for my holiday season for sure, I will say, because next year will be the year of Jerry, because I've already got a list. I've got some guys that I have in mind. And if you do want to see that list, go check out my IG page. I'm actually going to post it and put it on my pinned profile. But yeah, those are my dates. Please come see me. I would love you. I would love it.
And of course, you can check me and Draven out December 2nd. In Samson, Alabama, defending the WWA Tag Team Championships, and you'll see us the 9th in Waldo for the Knockout Show. So we're excited about that, and that'll probably end our year off. So should be a fun December.
It shall be. It'll be a great December for sure. Right in time for the holiday season.
I didn't hear you.
Rich Wise, you can suck my cock. How about that?
Oh, much better. Much better, yes. So, all right, guys. Well, for Thump Dupree and our guest Jerry Swirlz, I'm Dark Cordz. This has been Heel Shit. Why do we call it that? Because bad guys do heel shit. Peace.
Later.